This lesson will cover integer exponents. The learning goal is to review the laws of exponents and the success criteria so you can simplify powers for integer exponents. So to work with exponential equations requires broad knowledge of the exponent rules. Now there are 8 rules that you've worked with since grade 9. First being the product rule, where you have two bases to the power of a number. If you, for instance, were to multiply x to the power of 2 times x to the power of 3, these exponents are going to add. Gives us x power 5. Quotient rule is when you have two exponents which are dividing, that are the same base. So for instance, x power 5 or x power of 4, these exponents are going to subtract. So x is x to the power of 4, which is just x. And the power rules, when you have a base and exponent inside a bracket, power of another exponent, these exponents are going to add. So for instance, if I have 6 to the power of 3 to the power of 7, that's equal to 6 to the power of 21. The negative exponent rule essentially takes an exponent and gives your reciprocal, outputs the reciprocal. So if I have, for instance, x to the power of negative 2, that's going to be equal to 1 over x squared. And vice versa, if I have, let's say, 2 over x to the power of negative 3, then I need the reciprocal of x to the power of negative 3, so that becomes 2x to the power of 3. Then x to the power of negative 3 is brought up top on top of the fraction. The product of power and quotient power rule, it just simply states that if we have the two bases inside of a bracket with exponents, if I have x to the power of 3, then it becomes x to the power of 3, y to the power of 3. The exponent applies to both of these terms. And the quotient rule here is the same thing. If we have x over y all to the power of 4, then this becomes x to the power of 4 over y to the power of 4. And then anything to the power of 0 is 1, and anything to the power of 1 is itself. Now, while each rule can be applied individually, it is common to work with multiple rules. There can be multiple ways to simplify and evaluate exponential expressions. You can follow these guidelines where we first simplify brackets, then simplify fractions, and then simplify negative exponents. Now, this does not necessarily have to be the order in which you have to follow. It is a simplified way of working through these kinds of problems. So for example, we're going to simplify and divide the expression 9 to the power of 3 times 9 to the power of negative 1, all to the power of negative 2. Now we want to express our answer in rational form. Rational form means that it's going to be a fraction. And again, remember, there could be no negative exponents allowed in a resulting answer. So let's first look at this following these steps right here. So first we're going to simplify the brackets. So we have 9 to the power of 3 times 9 to the power of negative 1. We're going to deal with the bracket first, so this is multiplication, so it's the product rule. So we're going to have 9 to the power of 3 plus negative 1, that's 9 to the power of 2. That's still the power of negative 2. And then we can deal with this bracket here, the power rule, where we have 2 times negative 2. That becomes 9 to the power of negative 4. And then again we have this negative exponent, and we do not like negative exponents. So we have to use the negative rule. We have now 1 over 9 to the power of 4. Remember, it essentially gives you the reciprocal of your base. And again, if it's on the denominator, then we have to be careful with the denominator as well. Now we have 1 over 9 to the power of 4, which we can then solve. This is now just 1 over 6,561, which is 9 to the power of 4. So this is our simplification step, and this is our evaluation step. If we're asked to simplify, you need to fully simplify your expression, and then you can evaluate at the end if it asks you to evaluate, so just keep that in mind. Now let's actually do this question again, but let's do it in a different order than what we did. So, and then we have 9 to the power of 3 times 9 to the power of 1, all to the power of negative 2. This time we're going to apply the power rule first. So we're going to apply the negative 2 to the 3 and then negative 1 here. So this becomes 9 to the power of negative 6 times 9 to the power of 2. Then we have the product rule where we add these. That gives us 9 to the power of negative 4, and that gives us right back where we were before. So again, order does not matter. You can approach this in any order you want. Even if I did reciprocal with this negative 2 first, you would still get this 1 over 9 to the power of 4.